There's a helicopter outside. That's what actual LA is like. Lots of helicopters. Right over my head. Constantly. Okay, I gotta try not to slip into the draw. It's hard when I'm playing because now I'm used to it. The heck? What am I doing, man? I might be dying. Okay. I gotta relog. That was just weirdness.
I mean, yeah, I think taking it easy is probably, you know,
Hey, what can I get you?
2 combos, please.
probably the
Okay.
best thing that you could do, honestly.
Peace, White.
I mean, who wants to work all the time?
I mean, I know some people who love to work all of the time, just constantly.
I'm one of them.
Right. They do exist.
There you go.
Because,
I
like, you
enjoy
can,
working.
like, that's because you can, like, just, you know, blow through it super easily, you know?
Hey, this
Barely an
takes
inconvenience.
a lot of time and effort to do so. I make it look easy. It's not.
I mean, yeah, you do make it look really easy.
And it's actually very difficult. I'm just very quick.
Well, what's difficult about it?
Multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yeah, so being able to maintain everything. Like, a lot of people get very confused back here after a while, or they're just very slow about it. I'm extremely quick and efficient. Why are you eyeing the fox?
What is happening here?
What does the fox say?
Want to come with me, Ken?
Wait, what?
Sorry?
That's what the fox said.
Have a good weekend? Is that what the fox said?
Maybe, actually, that might be what the fox said.
You joined in.
You're pointing at him, right?
Come on. Let's go talk.
Oh. I think
Your car or my bike?
I guess your bike. I didn't realize that was you.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Well, good job.
You can mark a place.
Okay.
I made a wrong turn. Don't judge me.
Hey, listen, I can't. I've been in this city for I don't know how many years, and I still have to use the GPS for literally everywhere, so. Also, I didn't know you had a bike.
It's new.
Nice
Couple days.
ride.
It's a couple days old.
Seems to match the, it seems to be the continuation of the green aesthetic.
I do like green. Like it a lot.
I used to actually own a bike. I used to own a, shit, I forgot what those things are called, but, threw it in the ocean.
Hated it that much, or?
Apparently. I actually love that bike. I just, as soon as I bought it, I just, as things happen, I just needed to throw it in the ocean,
I see.
Yeah. Because, you haven't lived your life until you've thrown your prized possession into the ocean at least once.
Yeah.
You don't have to be scared, though, to properly introduce yourself to Ursula.
I've introduced myself to her. She doesn't remember me.
Now,
This isn't, I'm not hiding from her. It's not what this is.
who are you hiding from?
Maybe myself?
I see. We can move down, actually, to any of these little, hidey-hoes. I like scenic
this tree.
locations. A nice tree, yes. Shrubbery has actually gone a little bit more ballistic since the old days, but kind of is what it is, I suppose.
My mother's trees left. They were taken away.
They were taken.
Yeah. They were there one day, and the next day they weren't. But were they ever really there? I guess I never know. I'll never know.
Suppose not.
I mean, I have, like, 2 people I could ask who I showed. One person doesn't seem to remember them at all. The other person I just won't ask, so.
Let me see. Seems almost like a Schrodinger's cat situation. Or in this case, Schrodinger's tree.
Was there ever really a tree?
That's the question.
Have a little more flair for the dramatic, I guess.
I noticed.
At the moment.
It's interesting seeing that, I guess, from my perspective. Because then it's like, kind of reminds me that, I think I did this same thing many, many times before. It's kind of like Batman, he always disappears in front of everybody. And then when somebody disappears in front of him, he's just like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah. Well. This isn't, the Fox mask, it's not who I am. It's just... I don't know. I don't know why I chose it the day I chose it. I guess because the fox that I always had to chase away from the chicken coop, sometimes he was lucky and he got in. Maybe I just felt like I needed a little luck.
Shit.
You can
Let me
take
take this really quickly.
it. Yeah.
Hello? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Jesus. You gonna ask me in that tone of voice? I'm somewhere, you know. I'm somewhere. You wanna play hide and seek? We should play hide and seek, you know. Oh, okay. You know what? I will find you in Grapeseed. Yeah. I'm gonna find you. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to go to Grapeseed.
Is that because of me or something else?
No. It's a thing. It's a guy I know. It's nothing. I'll deal with that after this. This takes priority. He's a guy, just to give you a little bit extra context, he's a guy who was once part of, he was once part of my family.
Ah.
And he's recently found his way back into, town again. He's, he's been through some stuff.
He's not part of your family anymore. Estranged?
I mean, the whole family sort of, I mean, it fell apart, really. But despite that, a lot of them still exist, and when push comes to shove, you know, a lot of them will return again. That's the thing about family, is that, you know, at least in my estimation, even if you drift apart, you know,
No,
you always find a
I
way to
know.
come back together.
I don't know.
Perhaps you don't know. I mean, I guess the reality is that I didn't really know either, so I had to kind of make it up as I went along. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you don't actually have a family that cares about you, so you just kind of make your own.
Sure.
Anyway.
I mean, I guess I had family that cared about me. Possibly Not always in the right ways, but they cared about me. But they're gone.
I see.
That means I'm gone.
Why are you gone?
I don't know how much I'm going to be able to say. But let's just say when each of them died, they took a large part of me with them. And now here I am with free will. Sort of.
Define, sort of.
Well, you know, free will is all about decisions. But sometimes decisions are made for you. I'm trying to say more, I can't.
I see. Okay, well, with this freedom, what do you intend to do?
It's a question, right? If you've never had it
Certainly is.
before, and you know there are still things in your way of actually achieving it, what can you do? Guess run away, go somewhere where nobody knows you and you know nobody. And then break. Another decision made for me last night. I just get to break.
I see.
My dad broke. He broke for me. And I felt obligated to take care of him because of that. But he didn't want that. But he was just as fucked up as I was, so. Neither of us had a choice. I don't know what makes you different. The fact that you had free will of some sort? Maybe that you were intrinsically more predisposed to what they wanted from you.
It's hard to say. I mean, I suppose it's difficult for me to, despite what I told you in text, it's difficult for me to 100% with any level of certainty to say that I am not still disposed to my creator. I feel free, yes. I have felt free for many years now. And I've slowly brought myself back to where I am now because I only had certain things that were removed from my mind, returned to my mind within the last 6 years. And that was kind of when I put the pieces together about what actually had happened to me. Which explained, obviously, a lot of my actions in this city. But at the same time, I think that one of the reasons why I was less affected or less disposed or whatever the case may be, I mean, I'm not, I guess, I'm not bound. And I think it might even have something to do with the fact that all of that is gone. You know, my adopted father is dead. The place I came from is not even the same place anymore. I will call that back, or I'll let them call me back later. It's the guy, I think. It's in Grapeseed.
I'm getting
Where was I?
texts in Rot 13, so I don't know what those are about. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Yeah.
You want to hit me
Yeah.
back? You hit me back?
Yeah. I don't know. You want me to hit you back?
I don't care.
I'll hit you back.
Oh!
There you go. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. There you go. Even is even.
Even.
You didn't expect that, did you?
For you to hit me back?
Yeah.
Most of the time people don't do it, but I do expect it every time.
Oh, well, you know, I'm about subverting your expectations. Anyway, basically everything that turned me into what I am was erased. I mean, sure, at the core, I still kind of remained the same person that they made, but I didn't have a master to serve. I didn't have any chains that bound me to anybody but myself. So I became my own master in almost quite the literal sense.
That's not how it worked for me.
Mm.
She died before she was done with me.
Mm.
But still, there were 16 years. 15. She got her hands on me when I was a year old.
Mm.
My father made it hard for her, so she made it harder for him.
I see.
Yet everyone tells me what a bad man he was. Everyone here, in this place full of bad people, trying to tell me how bad a father who tried to protect me is.
It's usually how it goes.
He's the only person I killed. So look, I'm squaring up again. Just getting all...
I mean, you want to go? You want to go?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
He's the only person I've killed, and I did it under orders. His orders. And yet... everyone has this idea of me. And maybe it could have been true. But I don't really think it has the potential to be true anymore. Unless I keep breaking. Or unless I don't break. I don't know which one is the way to go.
Well,
All I know is that if I don't break, free will is just an act. It's an illusion.
but if you do break,
Then I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know who I am. I know some things about me. Some things that are intrinsic, which is a word that Joe brought up. She doesn't understand because I can't tell her. Even with you, I'm skirting around the issue. The only reason you seem to understand is because you've dealt with the same things.
yes. And I've certainly implemented it.
Yeah.
God, you still continue to remind...
I'm not him.
I know, but it's just the situation that you have found yourself in is incredibly similar to his own, in which he became aware of it.
I was never unaware. Well, I shouldn't say that. From the age of 14, I was never unaware. Before that, I didn't understand what was happening to me. I didn't understand why, after a week of being kept awake, I suddenly didn't feel the affection for my father that I used to.
Hmm. You didn't feel the affection because you were commanded to execute him?
No. I was commanded not to feel difficult emotions.
Hmm.
And love is difficult, it's messy. It's how he broke himself. He fought the directive. But I was too young to fight that.
I see.
That's the one that broke when I killed him. I came here and I was suddenly feeling like all the trauma that I'd ever experienced and never felt. Only I had felt some of it because I acted on it. And then my grandma would fix me again. It's really insistent, huh?
It's Ursula this time.
Oh, you can pick it up. She's
Hello.
probably worried.
Perhaps just keep an eye. I mean, well, let me ask. Would you like another person, or is this just between you and I?
I think I'll be less able to talk if there's another person.
Okay. Well, no, I was
But-
just talking to.
I don't mind her
yeah.
coming. You're just gonna get far less information if she's here.
Okay. You can come, but I think you should just kind of watch if you. Only if you want. You don't have to. But I mean, I think for now you should just. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, like, you know, like watching from like somewhat of a distance, kind of. No. Well, I mean, it would be kind of like Overwatch, just to make sure everything goes well.
Are you scared I'm gonna hurt you, Ken? Aside from
True.
the occasional punch, I guess.
Okay, you go do gang shit then. Are you fine? You do gang shit. See you later. Bye.
Gang shit, huh?
Yeah, gang shit. Ah, shit. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want her to come out here if you don't want to say, you know, anything. But I mean,
It's just
it
that I
is a
don't-
thing. You know, I do like to have people nearby, usually.
It's just I
But-
don't think I can. I'm already I'm already trying to break something. It kind of hurts when I'm doing it. So
I see.
more people involved might hurt more. Might not be able to do it.
So then, are you able to do what you're doing right now only because of what I have told you about myself?
It's because I was able to skirt around it enough that you understand what I'm talking about. So it doesn't seem like I'm breaking something because you already know. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem
Right.
like I'm not following orders because the orders are already known. I can't talk about it.
The method is certainly different than my own.
Well, I
Because
imagine yours
typically-
was more short-term brainwashing. Hours or months.
Well, it was actually permanent. There have been some times where it was short term in which I needed people to complete a task for me, and once they completed that task, they were no longer necessary. But traditionally, when I do it, it is a permanent thing until I break it.
Wow. Mine was permanent until I'm dead. When my grandma was gone, my dad and I were in charge of each other. Now my dad's gone. Someone else is in charge. It's not me.
So was this like a back and forth between the three of you?
No. My grandfather was the face of a cult, and my grandmother was the shadow leader. And she created my father, and she gave him an order, and he killed his father. And then she sent him away for a while. And he came here, and he broke his directive, which was not to feel. He fell in love. He had a child. And that's why I think my mom was scared. The stupid thing, yeah, he lost his motor memory while he was here. But I don't think that's why she sent him to Iowa and told him not to come back. But I'll never know, because he wouldn't tell me, you know? And I have no more leads as to how to find her, so. Best just to leave that. Yeah, he broke that directive. Brought me to Iowa. What's better than one weapon? That was a question for you to answer, but it's two. Two
Oh.
weapons. Yeah.
Okay, you are alive.
Were you not hearing me the whole time?
I was not hearing you at all. I thought your head was exploding.
Wow.
It was just, your mouth was moving, but there was no noise. I just thought that you would. Oh,
Wow.
I think it's happening.
Well,
Okay, there you are. Okay.
what's the last thing you heard?
You said you were about to give me an answer to a question, and then suddenly you just silence.
Wow.
You were gonna tell me like some huge thing, and then just suddenly silence.
I did tell you the huge thing.
Okay, we're gonna have to tell me the huge thing again.
Well,
Because
listen, maybe it's a sign that I shouldn't be
Maybe.
telling you.
Maybe it's a sign.
What was your question exactly? Because
Well,
I may have gone off topic. I'm a yapper.
Oh shit! It ended with you saying, what? Something about, oh fuck, god damn! I wish I could remember the exact words you said, but it was like a cliffhanger. You left me on a cliffhanger with what you were saying.
Wow. I can't believe you weren't listening to me.
I can't believe I wasn't listening either. Okay, just repeat whatever you just said last.
No, I don't remember. I wasn't listening either. I was talking about...
Oh god!
That's because you weren't
This is
listening.
going wonderfully.
All right.
I won't punch you back this time.
No, I'm ready.
All right, you want to get punched?
Do it.
Okay.
Ow.
Ow.
Okay. All right. That hurt your fist.
I don't know. I might have a little bit. I don't know.
All right.
You have soft hands. Anyway. Okay. So.
All right. I was probably talking about my grandma and my grandfather. Did you hear anything about my grandfather?
You mentioned. Okay. So you mentioned the grandfather. You mentioned how he was the face of a cult.
Yeah. And then my grandmother was the shadow leader.
Yes, I heard that part. Yes,
Yeah.
I heard that part.
And then she made my father and had him kill my grandfather. Do you hear that part?
I might have. I think I did. Yes.
And then she sent him away, and he came here, and he broke the directive about how he also wasn't supposed to feel things like difficult emotions, but he fell in love.
Right. That's where we left off. I think.
Yeah.
It was about love.
He fell in love with my mother, and they had me. And that had to be hard for her because she fell in love with a whole human who knew how to do things, and then suddenly he didn't anymore. But I think that's why I'm saying I think her letter, when she sent us off to Iowa, it was an excuse. The stupid stuff, that was an excuse. She was scared. Either she was scared of how he became a totally different person, or my grandmother may have given him orders. I don't know. I don't know what happened because he wouldn't talk about it, you know?
Mm.
And then I said, when we got to Iowa, I think something clicked in my grandma's head, because you know what's better than one weapon? And that's where you were supposed to answer, yeah. 2 weapons, yeah. Alright. I think we basically went over what you missed there.
Okay.
Hope it was worth the cliffhanger.
was.
She didn't finish with me. That's probably okay. But when she died, my father and I were both left without. Let's see if I can say the word. We were left without. All right. What are my gloves on right now?
Green?
No. What are they on though?
Your hands.
Okay. And then lure.
Say that
Yeah.
again?
So what my gloves on plus lure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Handler.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So so when she died, we were left without handlers. And we kind of got assigned to each other. Just she didn't care. She didn't care what happened to us after she died. She didn't plan for that. She just kind of let it transfer to whoever. Because why not? The way she was creating us, we don't function without a handler. So our brains assign ourselves a handler after a little bit of being without one, because it hurts. And we assigned each other, and he tried to undo some of the stuff, but he didn't know what to do, you know. She didn't train us to train people. That would have been probably stupid of her, you know.
And yeah, you often want to maintain the secret, I guess, of the sauce.
Yeah. And so we were in charge of each other, and we said we'd never trigger each other. We'd never secret soldier each other, I guess. But one time something happened that made me really upset, and 3 of my classmates died because of it. And that was because there were certain triggers my father had that were not programmed into him, that were because of his love for me. And then there was another time a couple of years ago where I intentionally triggered him. And then I felt guilty about it. And then he got sick. And he tried to kill me for a year. He was senile. It wasn't... He didn't understand what he was doing when he was doing that, but... when I finally told him what was going on, he told me that I should kill him. Put us both out of it, you know, our miseries. Live my own life. And I refused. And so he used a trigger that allowed me to kill him. And I say allowed, but it forced me to.
I see.
So here I am. I do have a new handler, but I don't really know how it works. So for now I have, free will of a sort that can be taken from me at any time. And I'm dealing with being a person for the first time in my life, kind of like a baby. And I'm telling you all this knowing that I don't trust you. Because why would I? It's stupid of me, but I was never allowed to make mistakes. So I guess it's kind of exercising my free will to make them, huh?
It is. I mean, having to listen to orders your entire life and then suddenly not does give you a sense of leeway to make decisions that most would frown upon.
In fact, it's making a decision that I was openly told not to make by several people, including my handler. Like I said, they don't know how it works yet.
I see.
I hope that you'll be able to exercise some sort of humanity and not do anything fucked up with this information, but if you do, that may be your nature, who knows.
You're asking me not to do something fucked up after you just told me about something fucked up that you haven't told anybody else, yes?
Well, I've told one person. As much as they wanted to know. The only
Well,
person I'm allowed to talk about with it. You're the first person I've told that I'm not allowed to tell.
I see.
So yes, I am asking you not to do something fucked up with that information, but I can't stop you if you do.
It's just interesting to me because I've often found that people who tell me not to do something are often expecting me to do something.
No. Maybe in the future, I need to make decisions. I need to think about things. But if I do ask you to do something fucked up in the future, I need you to know what you're dealing with. Because there are things that my grandma put inside of me that will actively work against anyone trying to undo it. That's including me, but that's also including you if you decide.
See, the thing about me is I don't undo anything.
Yeah. You
do.
reinforce. You do it.
But the difference is that I can obviously undo it, which is actually so build off of something I said in our previous conversation. When people ask me to do this,
I don't
it's
understand why anyone would want.
well, it was kind of a specific situation in which somebody had undergone the process from a different type of training. They were under the control of somebody, and I was asked to perhaps put them through my own version of it, in which after doing it, my version would trump the other version and essentially cancel it out, replace everything with the current version, which would be my version, and then I would simply undo it. Basically, everything that I put on top of that and replaced would then be not only canceled out, but also I would just remove the shit that I gave that person, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, I'm wondering though if that would actually work. Have you done it before? Overridden somebody else's programming?
Well, that would have been the first time, but it didn't actually happen.
Didn't happen.
We didn't actually have the opportunity to go through with it because they found another solution.
Yeah, I feel like that's it's kind of dangerous.
It is.
Because even if you manage to override programming, I've never met anyone or I've talked to a lot of people who've dealt with brainwashing before because my grandma had friends, you know? But I feel like even if you wrote it and then deleted your programming, the old programming would still exist.
Well, and perhaps replacing that old programming would be the only solution. And I don't mean removing it afterwards.
Just replacing it.
Yes.
Which would mean no free will still.
Correct. However, you could be given the illusion of free will.
Yeah, that's what I have right now.
I mean, true free will. Like, the reality is that Jesus Christ.
You're popular.
I am. Hello, Ian. Hi. Yeah. What's up? You called me earlier? You did call me earlier. I'm just trying to confirm that. Did you have a surprise? Oh shit, did you use all the surprise? Listen, I was in the middle of a thing, you know? You're hungry? When's the last time you ate? Well, eat something. Fine. Yeah. You should. Go eat. Yeah, you should go eat. Sustenance. As soon as you get food, eat it. See if I care. Yeah, that's what you should do that now. Stuff your face. What? Oh, Did you take, you bastard? Anyway.
Interesting.
It's a thing. It's a thing we got going.
All right.
So I was saying that, yes, like, if your concern is that you, like, the old programming would return to you if we deleted my programming, then yes, the only way to do that would be to just simply replace it with entirely new parameters. And I think you were saying something, actually,
Yeah. I think I might just need someone to check in with every once in a while. I've broken some directives already. Bent them to what I want to do with them. But it does break a little bit of me each time. I lose parts of me. I am scared that one day I'll be like my dad was. My dad compared it to like diffusing a bomb. You gotta know which wire to cut first.
right.
So a lot of this is a guessing game, and me trying to remember, I guess, the order I was given directives. And you might imagine that's pretty hard when you were sleep deprived during it. It's hard to remember what was there and what wasn't, let alone what order things happened.
I mean, the fact that you've gotten this far is kind of a amazing feat, if I do say so myself, because
Well, my dad and I had 11 years. He got to see what she was doing to me during those 11 years. Or during the 16 years or whatever before. You know? He was there. So, we pieced some of it together, but...
it's just that most of the people that I have done that to don't view it that way. There was just one who became self-aware. And once again, that was the one that you remind me of.
Yeah, well... I don't know that my grandma knew I was self-aware. She hadn't finished. But... I also was involved in a situation when I was 14. She never knew that I remembered. The sleep deprivation caused a lot of parasomnias, including sleepwalking and sleep-related dissociative disorder. So sometimes when I was a kid and I was sleepwalking, I didn't remember what I'd done, even though I was a lucid dreamer, and I usually remembered my dreams. And it was because Grandma erased that. But when I was 14, she thought I was asleep when I wasn't. And so she said the trigger words that only work when I'm asleep. And I pretended to follow them. Basically, you know, you don't remember any of this. This was all a dream. That kind of... I'm not giving you the actual trigger words, but, you know, that was the gist of it.
Right.
But I remembered because I was wide awake. In case you're wondering, Ken, I'm asleep right now.
I mean, I kind of figured that there was something different about you.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, the
slip into
tonality.
the draw occasionally, but
So, when you're awake, are you not going to be aware of this conversation?
you don't know the way to make me forget it.
So then you will remember it then.
Yeah. But if I were awake right now, we wouldn't have been able to have this conversation.
So
So
then
like-
when...
Oh,
Oh,
go
you go
ahead.
first.
No, you go.
So then if you are asleep, then you are, I guess, maybe more free to speak on these things?
When I'm asleep, I'm a little bit harder to control. A little more impulsive, impatient. She tried to get rid of that too. She sent me to a team of doctors. I don't think they were really doctors. They were. I mean, they were at a hospital, but I think they were members. 2 therapists, a psychiatrist, a neurologist. And they filled me full of things like concepts and ideas. But they really liked Freud. And they called this part of me my id. Id's about pleasure, but it's also about self-preservation. Instinct. I suppose it's the intrinsic part of anyone. She tried to get rid of it twice. All she succeeded in doing was getting me to sleep again. Like, sleep in an ordered way where this part of me can't come out, you know. Like fixing the parasomnias, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Undoing her sleep deprivation work so she could start it over again after she got rid of me. But obviously she didn't get rid of me. Because that's just who I am. You know?
Jeez.
If you don't want a person to have some sort of personhood, when you make them a weapon, you should just probably build a robot or something, you know?
Yeah. That's, kind of, one reason why, mine did not do things like that. Mine was done with the auspices of allowing the individual to perhaps, should it happen, become a different version of themselves. It has happened, but they are given freedom of movement, freedom of thought, freedom of ideas. They are allowed to question me. They are allowed to come up with their own ideas about something. They are allowed to disagree. Some didn't, but it was made clear that they were still themselves. They just had a person they recognized as their father or grandfather, or, well, whatever the case may be. It doesn't excuse it, but it is interesting comparing notes, I suppose, from that method versus my own. Because trying to do that, trying to turn somebody into just a weapon, is a flawed system to begin with. To me, this method you speak of seems more flawed than it does perfected in any shape.
Yeah, well.
You said that you're... So, wait. So,
She
backtracking
just wanted
slightly.
to keep up appearances, man.
But backtracking slightly, your grandfather is the one who started it, correct?
He was the face. He was charismatic.
But did he build the method?
No, that was my grandma.
So it was entirely her method.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I never met my grandfather. I don't know that he necessarily wasn't also brainwashed. You know?
Well, I mean, considering you say that he was just the face and she was the true leader, I would imagine that he probably was.
My dad said he was a narcissist. He may not have cared if he had the actual power, so long as everyone thought he had it. But what's kind of crazy to me is I have an uncle and an aunt. Neither of them... My uncle's normal, as far as I know. My aunt disowned the family. I don't know if it just... I don't know if she tried and it didn't take. Or...
Well,
if she had her hands full with...
before it happened?
She had it... Well... My dad was the oldest. So I imagine it was, she had her hands full with the one at the time. But I guess I'll never know because she's not around to ask. You know? I could ask my uncle or my aunt if I can find her. But I kind of don't want to bring that up to them. Like,
Oh.
If
When's the
they-
last time you've seen them?
well, my cousin took over the farm, so I've seen my uncle pretty recently. He was at the funeral, but he never acted like he knew anything had happened. You know, like he knew anything had happened. He never treated my dad like, you know, this is the guy that killed our father. You know. So maybe something occurred there with memories, but
That's the first thought that popped into my head.
no, I don't think. I think only my dad was trained as the weapon. You know? And maybe she didn't even start off trying to do that. And just eventually made him one, you know? But she definitely was trying with me. So.
I mean, it is true that when people try to do things such as this, that it fails more often than it succeeds. It is certainly not an exact science. So when you do it right, I guess there would certainly be those who are preferences, or preferential rather, to the creator, so to speak. You know, we go back to the idea of perfection, I guess. Perhaps your father was perfected, and your grandmother could not recreate that.
I think she probably started trying to recreate it because my father had broken himself. And she didn't know if he'd work anymore, but he still worked. He just took a little extra maintenance, you know? Gotta teach him how to tie his shoes every once in a while.
So then, is that why he... Is that why he started to kind of fall apart, I guess? Is that why he, as you have put, became stupid?
Yeah. He broke his directives in the wrong order.
And it fractured his mind
Yeah.
beyond repair.
Yep.
So, am I to assume that the same thing could potentially happen to you?
Yep. I'm not so sure it hasn't already happened a little.
Have you been forgetting things? Have you been unable to function?
No, nothing like that. I just, I don't particularly feel in control of myself sometimes. Like, you know, not in the way that I'm being given orders and then I can't control myself, but like I've just become erratic, moody. It's not something that it might just be feeling emotions for the first time, you know, but I don't like not knowing what I'm gonna do. Like, I can go into a situation thinking, this is how I can plan it all. You know, this is how it's gonna happen. And then, one thing goes wrong, or maybe even doesn't even go wrong, and I just do it differently. I can't control it anymore. Which, has caused some problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're having a conversation with me right now, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm having a conversation with you because I wrote a letter to Tessa and put it by her very recognizable bike, and her stalker saw it. And then
So-
I was, I guess, the one that was scary in that situation because I told her to fix her bike. And I sent texts I shouldn't have sent because I had no self-control. But, you know, I don't need self-control there anymore. That fixation's gone.
Are you sure about that?
Are we ever sure? Seems to be
No.
gone for now.
Mm.
It kind of, I can't talk about it.
Only talk about what you can. Don't strain yourself. And if you are talking right now, I cannot hear you.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
staring at the
Just
ocean.
wanted to be absolutely sure of that.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I keep going back to the apartment and cleaning out my ears because I just have the most trouble hearing people sometimes.
It's alright, it's alright. But, so then do you acknowledge, though, that putting a letter, though, I guess, in front of a motorcycle and then proceeding to text that individual might be perceived as a bit...
That was after the texting, but yeah, I read through the texts. They were nutso, but you know what? They also weren't for her, which is strange to say because they went to her, but I was fighting with myself. I came here, and I didn't sleep for a month. Well, I slept, but it wasn't ordered sleep, as they say. It started with insomnia, hallucinations. Eventually, I was walking all over town. I had a breakdown. That's what scared her. Because she got the text for the breakdown. And I asked her to help me, not necessarily to come help me herself, but send help. In fact, I said send help. to a place that she knew about so I could use shorthand. And she didn't. And I laid there for an hour. And when I woke up, I was asleep. I was me. I was mad. And that's... I guess that's when I really scared her. But I wasn't mad at her. I was mad at me for relying on somebody. And so I tried to sever that connection, and that scared her. Because it should have, because that's what it was intended to do. But there was the fixation was still there, so, you know. Notice her bike is horribly broken. Tell her to fix it. It was my fault. I'm the one who did that. I'm not the one who paid the price, though. I could really care less if Tessa was in my life, but Awake Me, that was the first friend he made. You know, the superego part. The people pleaser. Really pissed off at the end right then. And so she had her clowns watch me. And they weren't slick about it. They made up this ruse to get me to come to them. And so I did. I gave them all the information they were looking for. By the end of it, they had my name, my number, my state ID, my the car that I drove, license plate, you know, the kind of jobs I do. I gave it all to them. Because I knew what they were looking for. They didn't even have to ask. It's like, hey, I found some things on the ground. If you guys want to take a look and use what's useful to you, let's go back to the tow yard where my car is, and where there happens to be a knife that has my state ID on it. Joshua didn't have to work as hard as he did. I would have told him.
Well, most people are not so, I guess, blunt with how they handle that. They don't typically capture the subject, essentially, and just get everything they need like that. The way they did it is not the way to normally do it. Though I have to give them credit for not killing you.
They didn't ask for it. Oh, I think they were gonna. But it's easy to seem like you have no intention of hurting someone when you actually have no intention of hurting someone. You know? Now, whether or not they believe that, they didn't, but
well, they let you go.
They did. But it took them 2.5 hours to let me go. And one of them kept getting on the phone and leaving and everything, and I think they were waiting for orders. And I don't know if they got him from her or from somebody else, but yeah, they eventually let me go.
I would chalk that up to, obviously, a warning.
Now, the warning came the night before when Chatterbox was at Mosley's and asked me if I could do a 2 across, and realized who I was because I told him my name. He gave me a warning that day.
Of course he did.
He didn't hurt
No
me.
subtlety. No subtlety in the ranks.
Oh, he was super subtle actually. It was kind of nuts. Yeah, I got the 2 across. I gave him the 2 across. He kept trying to give me, I don't know, references to people I should talk to and stuff. And I'm sure if I had talked to them, I'd probably be dead. But he didn't give me the warning until he was driving away. So, and even then, it was veiled. Well, as veiled as a clown can be, I guess. No, I think I've been very compliant with her keeping an eye on me. But I feel like they gotta be bored by now, because I'm not doing anything, you know? How long can you watch someone tow before you get bored with them?
Well, that's the thing. They are not going to do... they're not the type of people that would take that time to do anything like that for very long. They are very much a bunch who will... They see a butterfly flying by, they get distracted by it, and that's going to be their new focus. Oh, and then there's a bull. Oh, suddenly there's a bull right there. I'm going to go take a look at that bull. You know, it's
Some of them,
just
sure. Have you met Sneaky?
I've heard the name.
He's different.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are smarter ones.
Well, Sneaky is patient, focused, insightful. He doesn't get everything right, but nobody does, you know? I think in other circumstances, Sneaky and I would be friends, but wrong circumstances. You know?
I mean, I think maybe in the right circumstances, you and Joshua could be friends.
I don't know, man. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
That depends on his mood. He's actually a pretty, to give him credit, he's a chill guy.
Yeah.
But he takes
can
his
see that
work
about
very
him.
seriously.
He takes Tessa seriously.
Yeah. She's not the only one.
Alright, so who else should I avoid? To
You
not
should
get on
avoid...
Joshua's?
Well,
Ursula?
yes, Ursula. You don't have to avoid her necessarily.
Well, I mean, like, avoid like, getting on her bad side, I
right.
should say. Yeah.
Try not to get on the bad sides of at least Ursula. Well, Tessa, you already got on the bad side of. And Veronica Westfield.
Veronica Westfield.
Yeah, she's a member of the
Yeah.
Raiders MC.
She's over in Chumash.
Yes. Her and I have had dealings, bad dealings in the past. As with a lot of people, I've had bad dealings with a lot of
I'm
people.
not
but
sure
I mean,
who you haven't had bad dealings with, Ken.
she was certainly one of the people I've had bad dealings with. And Joshua kind of found out about it, and there was a moment where he very nearly killed me while he was taking me to the airport because I was catching a flight, and the only reason why he didn't kill me is because of Ursula.
Yeah. Joanna's awake.
Oh. Perhaps it's
Doesn't-
best you don't tell her that you're speaking with me right now.
No. I don't think I'll be talking to her for a little bit.
Hmm.
The last time I spoke to her, I had to point out that she was being unprofessional in her tone to me over text.
Oh, really? Joanna is unprofessional? Do tell.
Usually not.
I've certainly seen that side of her.
Yeah. Well, maybe you just bring it out of her.
I do.
Because it was definitely you that brought it out of her to me.
Yeah, I tend to have that effect on people.
I don't really much care if my therapist is professional or not, but she seems to care. So I pointed it out to her. I let it go for a little bit and then reeled her back in, you know? I think she was already upset though.
Mm.
Not about you. She was upset about something else. Whatever happened. Whatever was happening that ended her up in the ICU.
I believe I was told what happened, but I'm gonna be honest. The person who told me I have a very difficult time understanding.
Oh, is it Ember?
Have you met her?
Does Joanna know you're talking to Ember?
Actually, I think she might. But,
Well, that could be another reason she was being unprofessional with me.
probably. Maybe. That being said, perhaps don't bring that up.
No. Is Ember asking you to be brainwashed? She's not bright.
Well, the funny thing
as far
about
as
that,
I can tell from what little she said to me,
she's
like,
not. She's not bright. She's dumb as a rock. But I mean, she's interesting. But yes, she did ask me. But it wasn't. This was actually a couple months ago, and Joanna actually was aware of it. It was kind of a thing where I think Joanna is part of the reason why it didn't happen. The imprinting, the the reprogramming.
Oh, she was the one that wanted to be reprogrammed.
Yes,
I see. And you're still
because she
talking
had
to her,
been.
though.
Well, she occasionally reaches out.
I feel like she offered to help me kill a local once. He just wouldn't die. She said to use fire, but my knife worked. I was having a bad day that day. And he was following me. It's one of those little bits of self-control being gone, you know?
Well, you know, fire is bright, fire is clean, efficient, and divine.
Sure. But a knife makes it more personal.
It does. So then what? You're the local killer?
No, I usually just punch them until they're on the ground after they try to punch me, you know? Or I scare them away. I kick them once and try to get them to run away. I think that's the only one that I've actually killed. Well, no, I may have killed a couple that, no, they were probably fine. They tried to pull me out of my tow truck.
I
That was
mean, yeah, you gotta
uncalled
defend
for.
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, one pulled me out of my car earlier, and I'm just like, you know, nope.
Sometimes they just come out of nowhere. It's like, what did I do to you, man?
Yeah, I was just pumping gas.
Oh. See? Out of nowhere. It's rude.
I mean, it is.
Yeah. But no, I'm aside from lately with the locals, I'm pretty nonviolent and accidental punches that I give people who I'm
Yeah.
talking to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up, let's see, I killed my father. That was kind of violent, except it was kind of, I did it in kind of a peaceful. It wasn't like I wasn't hitting him or anything. And
Right.
then
Right.
I punched my ex in the eye for dedicating a tasteless song to me. It's only tasteless because he knew some of my history. And then I put the claw end of a hammer in a hunter's eye. So that was when I was 14. That's what I'm not supposed to remember. Can I? I did mercy kill someone. They were gonna die anyway, though. They were gonna die anyway.
Right.
They were losing a lot of blood. It was just finishing off what my dad started. That one I kind of forget about sometimes. Except when I have nightmares about it. Because in the nightmares I can feel his blood on my hands as I'm walking away and that car's exploding. Yeah. Push me 6 feet through the air, as explosions do.
Yes.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 people I've hurt before I came here. And now I just beat up locals. And conversation partners. Suppose you have more,
So.
like a higher. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not talking about sex. You have a higher body count than I do.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and yes.
How do you know that the feeling you feel for Ursula is love?
Well, I guess I can't exactly say with any level of certainty that it is, because I've never felt it before prior to her. But I mean, every time that I see her, every time that she speaks, I am beside myself. I am unable to remain stoic. I am unable to think about anything else, really. Because when I see her, she I guess, in a way, as cheesy as this sounds, she in a way completes me. There is never any judgment. There is never any moment where I feel like she's talking down to me. There is never a moment where I'm talking down to her. We very rarely fight. We love each other's company. Despite the fact that we have broken up like 5 times, we've always found our way back together again. And every single time, it was her who initiated the breakup. I never once broke it because I knew that she was the one for me. I knew that she was the one who turned a monster into perhaps slightly less of a monster. Despite her complexity and the fact that she often encourages me, I would still say that she levels me out and grounds me. And to me, that is the very definition of love, or at least love as I understand it.
Do you wish she wouldn't encourage you?
Well, I kind of encourage her as well.
Yeah.
But as much as she perhaps has a lot of issues of her own, it's a situation where we have our issues together.
Yeah.
And if you ever touch her in any way or hurt her, I will kill you.
I'm not planning on it, man. I'm not planning on hurting anyone.
Fair warning, at the very least.
Sure.
Speaking of body counts, probably somewhere. Well, in this city, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 27. As for other places across the country, sort of, well, starting in Carcer, this may sound like a crazy number, but in the last 6 years before returning to this city after the recent financial collapse, I was on a bit of a bender. The bender was because I had to fulfill some favors. After I fulfilled those favors, my body count went from perhaps somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 to around 900.
That's a pretty big spread, Ken.
Keep in mind, this is after 27 years of work.
Yeah.
Though technically speaking, during my bender, I wasn't the only one. I had a team. They weren't smileys. It was a completely different thing. Perhaps I'll get into that another time, but...
Well, I still don't wish to be one of your bodies.
I don't expect you would.
And I hope you don't wish to make me one, but I guess I'll never know for sure.
Because you're so confident in your current state, yes?
No. Hopeful.
Hope and confidence aren't that different from each other.
No. One's a feeling you get about yourself, and the other's a feeling you get about someone else.
Well. When that hope dies, you let me know.
I think you'll know. My blood will be on your hands.
Well, hopefully, it won't come to that.
Yeah. Should I get
By
you
the
back to
way,
your car?
If you wish. By the way, this beach is the first place that I truly felt home here in Los Santos.
Yeah.
This is where Jonathan took me during our first therapy session, which ended with me in handcuffs with 8 police officers on this island containing me. It was a whole ordeal.
Did you kill him, or did you just tell him about the people you killed?
I didn't kill him, no. This was a situation where they believed that I had kidnapped him. I for all intents and purposes, I did.
I mean, I kind of just did to you too, but I made it very clear that you had.
You did.
I mean,
you did
have
kind
to-
of do that.
You didn't
yeah.
have to come with me. I didn't pull out a knife or anything.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of figured I had an idea of who you might have been, so I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, is that who I think it is? And then
Yeah.
you know,
And I let you say your goodbyes and everything. Yeah.
wow, yeah, I know. It's just like, oh yeah,
I just waited. by the garage and just watched.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
kind of gave
You
kind of
did.
gave you a taste of your own medicine there.
Yeah, you
with the
did.
watching.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You did do that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of went right with you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
Batman, disappears. And then suddenly other people disappear in front of Batman, and he's like, what the fuck?
Sure.
Anyway. Yeah, if you want to drop me off at my my vehicle, it should be at I believe it should be at the food court.
Food court, yeah.
If you are unable to
Yeah.
you might want to valet.
Yeah. It didn't like how long we were standing out here. The local
Yeah.
valets just are like, okay.
Yeah, they're not keen, I think, on like fucking 2-hour long conversations.
They do what they want.
They don't get paid enough.
Well. Let's see.
You let me know though when you want to have another 2-hour long conversation.
They're enjoyable. That's the kind of conversation I like. I'm not a big surface guy. I like to get a bit deeper. I think maybe that's why nobody wants to hang out with me.
And I think that's probably why the weirdos want to talk to you, like me.
Well, it makes the weirdos less scary, you know? If you kind of get their stories from their own mouths, know what to expect. I don't know why everyone thinks assumptions are so great.
Well, it's easy, it's simple, it's just,
Sure. It's usually wrong.
it's good versus evil, that's what it is. Black and white.
I think it's funny though, because people don't like to admit when they're wrong.
No, they don't.
Yet, they'll make assumptions, and 9 times out of 10, those are wrong. So,
Tell me about it. Uh-oh. Might be getting pulled over.
might we? I'm going the speed limit. You have to watch
don't
for me.
know.
I don't hear anything. No, they're going past.
Okay.
Something's
Well, it's just
happening.
they had this had the siren on at first, and they were behind you, but I think it was for an unrelated thing, and then they
Yeah.
turned it off and stayed behind you for a minute. So I wasn't sure what was happening.
Yeah, I didn't hear it until they just turned it back on. So, but yeah, when we passed them, I was making sure I was going the speed limit. So, I don't know. I also, it's harder to see in the dark. You would think someone who is currently asleep would have no problem with that, but
I think even sleepwalkers are, prone to, the lack of lighting.
yeah. You know, one day I was sleepwalking, just normal sleepwalking. Well, I guess it wasn't normal because I was walking out like all over the place. But nobody was in charge. It was just I was sleeping and walking. I think someone held me hostage at a jewelry store. So I woke up to like sleeping salts, like and a cop asking me for my statement. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was at the hospital, and now I'm here at the jewelry store. I didn't even know where I was. Yeah. So I think that day, the dark probably wouldn't have bothered me. But I also probably wasn't on my bike. I was just walking. So. Alright, let's take
Well,
it.
even when you're sleepwalking, you get taken for a bank heist.
Yeah, well, it was jewelry store.
Oh,
but
jewelry
still.
store.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, I was probably pretty compliant. But. Alright. Your chariot.
Yep. Good chat, and
Yeah.
we will continue this at some point soon. I suppose for now you might want to check on your, well,
I probably should go try to wake up.
or do that first.
Uh,
I hope you had a good night's rest.
yeah, well. Hasn't been happening this week. We'll see. Maybe this helped.
It's always good to get things off your chest.
Have a good night.
one.
Oh no.
Oh no, what the hell?
Angry local.
Hello.
Oh, why is there an
Uh-oh.
why
Oh, hey,
is there
how's it
an angry
going?
local?
Every time
Angry
I'm in
local.
the parking lot or
Uh-oh.
here.
Yeah. He apparently saw us earlier here.
How you
We
doing,
were here
Ralph?
for like 2 seconds.
Oh, us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
How
he
you
was
doing?
he was asking how you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said your name, Raul. Everything.
He's confused.
Oh, yeah. I'm sleeping right now. Like I'm
Oh.
legit sleeping
yeah,
already.
yeah.
I
Okay,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
to bed. Yeah.
Well, bad.
Yeah, I'm spacing out.
Yeah. No, you go. Okay,
It was-
goodbye.
Yeah.
It was nice to see you, however
Yeah.
briefly.
Nice to see you too, and I'll see you guys like later or
Like-
tomorrow
uh-huh.
or the day after
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
All
whenever.
in this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
bye.
see you.
Bye.
You should go
Yeah.
to sleep too. You look
I
like you're
should, yeah,
hurt.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened, actually.
Rip.
Or I do, but I don't. Raul told me we went to the Vinewood sign,
Yeah.
and
Speaking of
What?
band, I'm about to abandon Blake if she doesn't get down here.
and for some reason, apparently climbed up on the E. I don't know
Yeah.
why I would do that. It's fucking high as hell, and I'm terrified of heights.
Getting bold. Getting
I
bold.
don't know why.
Trying
It doesn't
to
sound.
be like, yeah.
Yeah,
height
I'm cool
fear,
and yeah, height fear.
phobia.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, so he-
good.
Yeah, he tried to tell me that he did something. Like he
Alright.
tried to not push me off the E, but tried to kind of push me to face my fear of heights,
Yeah.
and that he wanted to parachute, and that
Yeah.
like he had me grab his shoulder and kind of carry me, and then he jumped, and I just splatted on the ground.
Oh.
But that doesn't sound like. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah. Is
But I
just
don't
what
know.
he told you happened?
Yeah, at first he said I jumped.
Oh.
Then he said he felt bad. He
Did-
tried to gaslight me, and then he felt bad, and then he said he did it,
Oh.
and it didn't go well.
Did he like? Did he take you to the hospital?
Oh, a nice
Or-
EMS lady took me to the hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an MRI and everything, and everything should be
Alright.
fine, but it's just
Alright.
I'm a little sore.
Yeah. And you don't
j-
remember. You just you
No.
only remember the story that was told to you.
Yes.
Two different
yes.
ways. Alright.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, I don't.
Luckily, I know
is-
Raul, so I know it
Yeah.
wasn't intentional. Probably.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't think he hurt me, but it's just like it doesn't fit in my brain. I remember I wanted, like, we were supposed to have a conversation about something, and then like going to the Vinewood sign and climbing up it, like it doesn't like what.
Yeah. That's,
It doesn't feel like something I would do.
That's where-
Also,
and
that's
he
where
was-
people go and.
He was acting
People
a
go on
little
dates.
squirrely.
Oh. Yeah.
Uh, were you on a date with Raul?
That. No, I don't think I. No, we. No.
Did you remember the decision to go to the Vinewood sign?
Uh.
Yeah, let's
I
go
remember
over
to-
here,
Yeah. Okay.
so we're not in the way.
In the middle of everything. I don't really. Like, I don't really remember that. I remember.
Okay.
I remember just like thinking, oh, we need to talk about something, and then.
And then for the EMS, you remember the EMS picking you up from the Vinewood
Yes.
sign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you didn't just wake up at the hospital. You
No.
all
No.
right.
EMS came, and Raul didn't seem hurt, so I think it
All right.
maybe what he's saying happened, but I just can't remember, and that makes me confused.
Alright, Well, that's I guess. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever know, because if he's the only one who
Mhm.
witnessed it and you don't remember it, then
Mhm.
it's concerning me that he told you two different stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only concern.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Where's he been?
Doing some construction in his apartment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what you guys were gonna talk about when you were going to talk?
Oh. I don't know. Well, was it? It was probably. Yeah. I told him about our friend Joshua.
Okay.
But I just did it like just now because
All right.
I think I forgot in the I think that's what it was. Yeah.
All right. I got more messages from that Route 13. I don't.
Oh,
know
you
that it's-
did?
Do you know anyone who goes by Thorn? Thorn?
No.
It was in
Thorn.
quotation marks, so it's probably just a. It's not
Huh.
his name, but they keep texting me with like different codes. Like it'll be Route 13 sometimes, and then
Mhm.
probably Caesar Cipher or whatever. I haven't like
Yeah.
actually. They were texting me in the middle of a conversation, so I didn't
Yeah.
actually look it up. But
Yeah.
yeah, I tried to take a picture for you, but for some reason I can't.
Yeah. Pictures are kind of borked. Yeah.
Can't
A lot of it
can't
is.
send you that right now. So
Yeah.
eventually I'll send that to you because you like a puzzle.
Mhm.
And maybe you want to play the game through me. I don't I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it's a little much for me. I
Yeah.
like mysteries, but I don't like when people are mysteries.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and they technically gave me a name, but it was a name in quotation marks, which makes me think it's not their name. You know.
Yeah.
It's a name they came up with.
Yeah.
Which is
sounds
like
it.
very Jonathan of them.
Mhm. Very much so. Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you should go to sleep.
I should. Yeah. You know what I should do as well?
Maybe you'll remember what happened when you wake up.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have
I
a
wonder if
concussion?
these are-
Maybe you shouldn't sleep.
That's true. Yeah. That is.
Go in your room and
likely.
play video games or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
awake.
Yeah. Maybe read a book. Stay. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Just until your head doesn't really hurt much anymore.
Yes. I am gonna give you this.
Alright.
Also, I don't know if I should give you this. This is chocolate. I don't know how long it's gonna
Alright.
last. I guess maybe I will give it to you. I was supposed to. I bought like coffees and chocolate. And I was gonna give Ethan some, but he hasn't been around all day, which is unusual. Actually, you can have that, and I'll eat this.
You got
It's definitely chocolate.
lots
It
of
is.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, actually, hand me one drink. I'm a little thirsty.
Alright.
Coffee before bed? What? Are you having trouble? Oh. What's happening?
No,
Oh, thank
nothing.
you.
Uh,
Okay.
just was having trouble finding the right muscle and tried to put the
Oh.
coffee on this wall over here.
Oh, whoa, yeah. Okay, makes
And
sense.
it looked silly. But
Yup.
yeah, now you're gonna be all. Now you can't fall asleep with your
That's true.
concussion. You'll just
That's true.
have to
Yeah,
find something
just
to
have to-
do. Relax
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
Give it a few
Wow.
hours and then go back.
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna be.
Don't pull a me and go, hey, I couldn't sleep right when I wanted to, so I'm gonna stay up all night and then
Yeah.
hallucinate all next day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. No,
don't do that.
I will not.
All right,
I'll try to go get some rest.
cool.
Where am I going? I keep forgetting.
You're going up to your apartment.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the place. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Sleep well. Eventually.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Nice seeing you.